Hey guys, what is up? Now today I am going to be predicting every single game from the championship except for match day 1, match week 1, 2 and 3 because they've gone past already and I'm a bit late to the party. But it's only been 3 matches, so anything could happen. Heck, Sheffield United, bottom of the table, no wins. They could come up, win the title, and they could win every single match, except for them 3 at the start. Sheffield Wednesday could go up and win the title. Wrexham could win the title. Millwall could get relegated. Stoke City could go down. And heck, Southampton could get a record of lowest points in the championship. Who knows? But I'm just going to be predicting every single match. Now, I'm not going to be biased at all. If you guys do already know, I am a Middlesbrough fan, but I am going to try and not be biased. I have a feeling I might be a little bit biased to Middlesbrough, but I will be completely honest about this, and it will all come up in the table what I've predicted for every single match, because it's a bit more, for me personally, it's a bit harder to predict just where are you going to come? Is Middlesbrough going to come at the top or the bottom? Like, I like predicting match by match to just see where my results, what happens with my results. But enough of me bickering on. Let's get started with match week 4. Now, this one is coming up soon. We have, at the time of me recording this, it's the 28th of August. Tomorrow, there's going to be a match between Leicester and Birmingham, so that will be the first one we'll predict. And I'm saying, currently in the table, Birmingham and Leicester City are in very similar positions. Birmingham's been off to a very good start, so Leicester's been off to a pretty good start. But I think this is going to be a win for Leicester. I'm going to say 3-1 to Leicester. Birmingham will have a shot because they've done quite well to start. But I think Leicester will take that one home. Now, next up, we have got Middlesbrough versus Sheffield United. Now, as I mentioned before, Sheffield United are down in 24th in the relegation zone. Middlesbrough are at the top, are in the automatic promotion spots in second place. I think, in my opinion, though, I feel like this one will be a very good match. 2-2 draw, I think. I don't think anyone's going to pull through with a win, but I do think it will be a very good match. Now, next we have got QPR facing Charlton Athletic. Now, QPR have kind of solidified themselves as a championship club for quite a while, but they sit in the relegation zone as well on only 1 point so far, whereas Charlton Athletic have 4. Now, I think this will be a tough match for both teams. This is a tough one to predict. I'm going to say a draw, 1-1. Pretty good match, but both teams will come out with 1 point each. Right then, so next off we have got Stoke City versus West Brom. 2 very good championship teams. Used to be in the Premier League, now they have fallen down to Championship and have stayed there for quite a while. I'm going to say Stoke City. I'm going to predict another draw, I have to be honest. This is a tough one to predict. I'm going 2-2 again, just like the Middlesbrough v Sheffield United match. Then we have got Blackburn Rovers facing Norwich City. I think this will be a pretty good game. Both clubs are in 16th and 17th at the time of recording. And I have to say that I believe this will be a win for Norwich. I'm going to say not a crazy big win, 2-1. Close match, but I think Norwich will take this one home. Then we have got Bristol City versus Hull City. 2 cities. Yeah, that was a horrible joke. Anyways, we've got Bristol City facing Hull City, and I think Bristol City are doing pretty well so far. So Hull are doing alright. I'm saying that Bristol City come out with a win here, and I'm going to say it's a close one, but it will be a 1-0 win to Bristol City. Then we have got Derby County travelling to Ipswich Town, and I think this one is going to be Ipswich's first win of the season, and I think this will be a pretty good match. I'm going to say 3-2. This will be a 5-goal thriller, because currently Carlton Morris is doing very well for Derby, so I think Derby will get some goals in, but Ipswich, I think, will come out with the 3 points. Next off, we have got Millwall facing Wrexham. Wrexham, obviously newcomers to the Premier League. They're not in the relegation zone so far, but they are in a little bit of a relegation scrap so far. But who's to say whether they win the title or not this early in the season? I'm going to say Millwall come out with a pretty good win. 3-1 at home. Oxford United and Coventry will be facing each other next. And I have to be honest, I mean, Coventry absolutely annihilated Queen's Park Rangers 7-1. Was it Queen's Park Rangers? I'm not sure. It was someone. I think it was Queen's Park Rangers who they beat 7-1. So I'm gonna say they continue their undefeated streak and go for a 2-0 win against Oxford. Then, this will put them at the top of the table for match week 5, based on goal differential, I think. But yeah, next we've got Portsmouth facing Preston North End. I have to be honest, this is a tough one, but I'm going to say Portsmouth and Preston draw. 2-2. A good match, I think. Sheffield Wednesday are going to face Swansea next, and I think that this is a tough one again. I mean, the Championship is very tough to predict because there are good teams and bad teams, but the bad team, it's just very complicated with the Championship sometimes. Anyways, I'm gonna say Sheffield Wednesday are gonna take this one home. Gonna take the 3 points home with them. No, they're already at home. So they're going to take the 3 points away from Swansea. I'm saying 3-0. Good match for Sheffield Wednesday. I think Swansea will fall short, but yeah. Watford are facing Southampton next, and I think Southampton have got this one in the bag. 2-0. Good display from Southampton. Watford, not the best. But yeah, by the way, when it gets to halfway through the season, which is match week 22 or 23, sometime round about then, I will calculate what the scores are in the Championship so far. Why did I say Premier League? I don't know why. What the table is like in the Championship. So yeah, but I won't do it just yet. Right, then we're going to do match week 5. Now, the first match will be Ipswich facing Sheffield United. I think this one is going to be a good match for Ipswich, and I'm thinking 3-1 win to start things off. Charlton are going to face Millwall, and I think Millwall are going to take this one home. Close, but kind of close. 3-1 win again. But I think Millwall will go back with another 3 points. And they will go higher in the table for match week 5, I think. Then we have got Leicester facing Oxford United. I think this is going to be a very good display from Leicester. 4-0. A very good display. Middlesbrough are going to be away against Preston North End. And I think Middlesbrough... I have to be honest. I can't be biased to Middlesbrough. I'm thinking this is going to be a very, very good match. 3-3. A draw. But I think Middlesbrough will go away with a point, which will help us quite a lot get into the top 6. Personally, though, I think we can push for automatic promotion this season. I'm not sure, but But Rob Edwards has had a very good start. Let's just not talk before you say, oh, Doncaster beat them 4-0. Like, we're not talking about the Carabao Cup here, we're talking about the Championship. League results have been brilliant. Carabao Cup, let's not talk about that. But who cares? I mean, if I would prefer Middlesbrough get promoted to the Prem. You know, no, I prefer them to win the Carabao Cup. But still, if Middlesbrough were to get promoted to the Prem, that'd be really brilliant as well. Like, very close call. I mean, I prefer Middlesbrough to win the FA Cup than win the Championship, in my opinion, because it's a bigger trophy, and we get promoted to European football. But yeah, I think I would prefer that. Anyways, enough of me bickering on about Middlesbrough. Coventry will face Norwich City, and Coventry and Norwich City are going to pull off a good match, a draw. 2-2. No, not 22. 2-2. Very good match. Sheffield Wednesday next against Bristol City. And I think Bristol City will beat them 1-0. Close call, but Bristol City will take the 3 points home. Stoke are facing Birmingham. And I believe that Stoke City are going to go away with a win. 2-1. Close, but 2-1 win to Stoke City, I think. Then we're going to go Swansea versus Hull City. I think Hull have got this one in the bag. 2-0. Good match. Watford will face Blackburn. And I think this is going to be a close one. I think this will be a good match. 2-2. A draw. West Brom will face Derby. And I think Derby have got this. Are going to pull off a kind of a shocker. This is going to be close, but I'm saying a 2-1 win to Derby County. Then we have got Wrexham facing QPR, and I think Wrexham and QPR will both get a draw. 1-1. Good match. Southampton face Portsmouth finally on Sunday. On the Sunday, because it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I believe that Southampton are going to win by 3 goals to 0 to nothing. Now we're going to go to match week 6. Some people call it match day. I call it either. But to be honest, match week kind of makes more sense because most of the time it's not all in one day. To be fair, it's never really all in one day. But anyways, Middlesbrough will start this one off on a Friday night at home at the Riverside Stadium facing West Brom. Now I think Middlesbrough are going to take this one home and win 2-0. Good match for the Borough, and we will get the 3 points. Birmingham face Swansea next to start off Saturday, and Birmingham will go away with a win, I think. 2-1. Close one, but Birmingham will win, I think. This is a tough one to predict, though. Leicester versus Coventry. I have to be honest, I think Leicester will win this one. I think Leicester will come away with this will be a very good match. 3-2. Very good match. Close for Coventry, but Leicester will go away with a win, I think. Here. QPR face Stoke City, and I think this is going to be a very good display from Stoke again, 2-0. Blackburn face Ipswich. Blackburn will get a couple goals, but I think Ipswich will win 3-2. Very good match there. Derby face Preston North End, and I think this is going to be a 1-1 draw. Very good match. Pretty good match. Hull City face Southampton, and I think this will be a 3-1 win to Southampton. Good for them to get the 3 points. Norwich face Wrexham, and I think they're going to win 4-1. Good, very good match for Norwich. Portsmouth face Sheffield Wednesday. By the way, I might be rushing things a tiny bit because I don't want this video to go on for 4 hours. So I might be talking a little bit quicker and going through them a little bit quicker, but I'm not really trying to do this video in 10 minutes. I know it's not going to be a 10-minute video. This will be like, this will be a pretty long video, I think. But yeah. So next we've got Portsmouth facing Sheffield Wednesday, and I think Portsmouth are going to come away. They're going to get a Why can't I speak today? Jesus Christ, I can't speak today. Portsmouth and Sheffield Wednesday will have a 1-1 draw. Sheffield United face Charlton Athletic, and I think they will come away with a win, 3-1. Good match for Sheffield United. Then Bristol City will face Oxford United, and I think Bristol City are coming away with a good win, 4-1. Finally, Millwall face Watford, and I think Millwall will come away with a win, 1-0. Next up, we've got match day 7. West Brom face Leicester to start, and West Brom will... I think West Brom will lose to Leicester 2-1. Close match, tough to predict, but yeah. Coventry will beat Birmingham 3-0, I think. Swansea will face Millwall, and they will lose to Millwall 2-0. Wrexham will face Derby, and I think this will be a close one for Wrexham, but Derby will come away with a 4-2 win. Charlton Athletic face Blackburn, and I think this will be a 1-1 draw. Ipswich face Portsmouth, 2-1 win to Ipswich. Sheffield United face Oxford United, and I think Sheffield United will come away with a 2-1 win. Preston face Bristol City, and I think this will be a 3-2 very good match, 5-goal thriller, but Bristol City will win away. Sheffield Wednesday, I was about to say United. Sheffield Wednesday face QPR, and I think this will be a good match for Sheffield Wednesday, 3-1. Middlesbrough face Southampton. Now this is very tough to predict. I have to say, if I'm being honest, 2-2 draw. Middlesbrough will come away with a draw, which is still pretty good, but it will be a good match. Stoke face Norwich, and I think this will be another draw, except larger than Middlesbrough v Southampton, 3-3. Both teams will score a lot of goals. Watford will face Hull City next, finally, on match day 7, and I think this will be a draw, 2-2. Match week 8 next, and we've got Birmingham facing Sheffield Wednesday, and I think Birmingham will win 2-1. Close call, but Birmingham will take the win. Blackburn will draw against Swansea, 0-0. I think pretty boring match. Bristol City face Ipswich Town next, and I'm thinking this will be a draw. Pardon me, 2-2. Good match. Hull City face Preston North End, and I think this will be a win to Preston North End, 2-1, close call. Leicester City face Wrexham, and I think this will be a very good match. I think this will be our first one where a team scores more than 4 goals. 5-1 to Leicester. Middlesbrough face Stoke next. Now these two teams are currently at the top of the league, top of the table, and I think this will be another draw for Middlesbrough. You know, I have to be honest here. You know, I'm going to draw. I think just barely Middlesbrough will be able to clinch a draw against Stoke. I'm saying good match, 3-3. Sheffield United face Southampton, and I think this will be a draw, 0-0. Both teams won't score. Derby will face Charlton, and I think Derby will beat Charlton, but only just. Millwall face Coventry, and I think this will be a draw, 2-2. Norwich face West Brom, and I think they're going to win 3-1. Portsmouth face Watford next, and I think this will be a draw, 2-2. QPR finally face Oxford United, and I think this will be a 0-0 draw. Now we are here at match day 9. Wrexham will face Birmingham. I think this will be 4-1 win to Birmingham. Blackburn will lose to Stoke 3-0. Hull City and Sheffield United will draw. Sheffield Wednesday will lose out to Coventry 3-1. Bristol City will beat QPR. Southampton will face Derby County and will beat them. Good match, 5-goal thriller. Millwall face West Brom, and I think Millwall will take the win. Middlesbrough will beat Portsmouth 4-0. Preston North End will beat Charlton Athletic 3-2. Leicester City will face Swansea and will win 4-0. Watford will face Oxford United, and I think this will be 2-2. And finally, Ipswich and Norwich City will get a draw, 3-3. Good match that. Match week 10. Middlesbrough face Ipswich. I think this will be a draw, 1-1. Oxford face Derby. 2-0 win to Derby. Millwall will beat QPR 3-0. Southampton will beat Swansea 2-1. Birmingham City will beat Hull 3-1. Charlton Athletic will beat Sheffield Wednesday 2-1. No, I think this will be a win to Sheffield. I need to flip that around actually. 2-1 win away for Sheffield Wednesday. Coventry will beat Blackburn 2-1. No, not 2-1. I think 2-0. Bit more of a dominant display there. Norwich will beat Bristol City, but only just 2-1. Sheffield Wednesday will beat Watford 1-0. Stoke City will beat Wrexham 4-1. West Brom will draw against Preston North End 1-1, and Leicester will beat Portsmouth 4-0. Match week 11. Blackburn face Sheffield United, and I think Blackburn will lose 1-0. Close call. Derby and Norwich will draw 2-2. Hull City will lose to Leicester 3-0. Ipswich will beat Charlton 2-0. Millwall v Stoke, I think this will be a draw, 2-2. Portsmouth will face Coventry, and I think Portsmouth will unfortunately lose to Coventry 3-1. Preston North End will beat Birmingham City 2-1. Bristol City and Southampton will get a draw, 2-2. Swansea and QPR will get a draw, 2-2. Watford will draw against West Brom, 3-3. Now, 1-1 actually. 1-1. Wrexham will face Oxford and will beat them 2-1. And then finally Sheffield Wednesday will face Middlesbrough. And I think Sheffield Wednesday will lose to Middlesbrough 3-1. Next, match day 12, Preston North End face Sheffield United, and I think this will be a draw, 2-2. Coventry face Watford, they will win, 4-1. Ipswich will face West Brom, and they will win against West Brom. No, I think West Brom will pull off a comeback and win 3-2 against Ipswich. Good match, underdogs, probably West Brom, they will win. Portsmouth face Stoke, lose 2-0. Blackburn will lose to Southampton 3-1. Bristol City will beat Birmingham 2-0. 2-1, close match. But yeah, 2-1. Derby County will beat QPR 3-1. Hull City will draw against Charlton 2-2. Middlesbrough will beat Wrexham 2-1. No, 2-0, I think. Millwall and Leicester will draw 1-1. Sheffield Wednesday will beat Oxford United 2-1, and Norwich will beat Swansea 4-0. Match day 13, Wrexham lose to Coventry unfortunately 3-1. Leicester beat Blackburn 2-0. Norwich beat Hull City 3-1. West Brom beat Sheffield Wednesday 2-1. Birmingham beat Portsmouth 2-1. Charlton draw to Swansea 2-2. Oxford face Millwall and lose 2-0. QPR and Ipswich face each other and they will Ipswich win 3-1. Sheffield United will beat out Derby 2-1. Southampton and Preston United will why did I say Preston United? Preston North End will draw 2-2. Stoke City will face Bristol City and will draw against them 2-2. And Middlesbrough will beat Watford 2-0. We're getting closer and closer to that glorious match day 23 when I can finally check the results, which I really want to do, which is why I'm rushing it a tiny bit. Birmingham will face Millwall and will draw to them 2-2. Bristol City will beat Blackburn 3-1. Charlton Athletic will lose to West Brom 2-0. No, 3-0. Derby County will face Hull City and will win 2-1. Bit of a shocker, kind of. Ipswich will draw to Watford 2-2. Leicester and Middlesbrough. No, I think Leicester will beat Middlesbrough 2-1. I hate to say it, but this will probably be our first loss of the season, in my opinion. Oxford will lose to Stoke 2-0. Coventry and Sheffield United will draw 1-1. Preston North End and Swansea will draw 3-3. Good match that. I think Preston will actually win 3-2. Close one, but yeah. QPR will then face Norwich City and Southampton. Sorry, I looked at the window and then I thought Norwich City was above Southampton. QPR will face Southampton, and it's tough, but I think 3-0 to Southampton. Sheffield Wednesday and Norwich City will draw 2-2. Portsmouth will beat Wrexham. No, will draw to Wrexham 1-1. Match week 15 next, and Watford draw to Bristol City 1-1. Blackburn lose to Derby 2-0. Hull City will beat Portsmouth 3-1. Millwall will then beat Preston North End 3-2. Middlesbrough will beat Birmingham 3-2. Norwich will draw to Leicester 2-2. Sheffield United will beat QPR 3-1. Southampton will beat Sheffield Wednesday 2-1. Stoke City and Coventry will come away with a draw 3-3. 6-goal thriller. Swansea face Ipswich and will lose to Ipswich 2-1. West Brom will beat Oxford United, and Wrexham will beat Charlton Athletic 1-0. Next we've got match week 16. Preston North End will beat Blackburn 1-0. Bristol City will beat Swansea 2-0. Charlton Athletic will lose to Southampton 2-0. Coventry City will beat West Brom, but will draw to West Brom actually 2-2. Birmingham will lose out only just to Norwich City 2-1. Derby will beat Watford 2-1. Ipswich will beat Wrexham 3-1. Leicester will beat Stoke. I think Leicester and Stoke will come away with... I don't even know. I'm going to say Leicester come away with the win. Middlesbrough will beat Oxford 3-0. Millwall will beat Portsmouth 1-0. QPR will draw to Hull City 2-2. And Sheffield Derby, I hate it. I hate to say it. Sorry, Sheffield Wednesday fans, but I think Sheffield United will come away with the win 3-2. Hull City face Ipswich next, and I'm saying it's going to be... I think it will be 2-2 draw. Middlesbrough will face Coventry and will draw to Coventry 3-3. Millwall will beat Sheffield Wednesday 2-1. Stoke City will beat Charlton 5-0. Swansea will draw to Derby 1-1. Watford will draw to Preston North End 2-2. Norwich City will beat Oxford 3-0. Southampton and Leicester face two Premier League sides last season, and Southampton will draw to Leicester 2-2. Sheffield United then face Portsmouth, and they will win 3-1. Blackburn face QPR next, 2-1 win to Blackburn. Wrexham will face Bristol City, and Wrexham will draw to Bristol City 2-2. And Birmingham will beat West Brom, but only just 1-0. Match week 18 comes up next, and we've got Oxford facing Ipswich. Oxford are going to lose to Ipswich 2-0. Leicester will face Sheffield United, and they will draw 2-2. Portsmouth are going to lose to Bristol City 2-0. Stoke City will beat Hull City 2-1. Coventry will beat Charlton 3-1. Middlesbrough will beat Derby 2-1. Millwall will draw to Southampton 2-2. Norwich will beat QPR 3-1. Sheffield Wednesday will draw with Preston North End 2-2. West Brom will beat Swansea 3-1. Wrexham will draw to Blackburn 2-2. And Birmingham will draw against Watford 2-2. Match week 19, Hull City face Middlesbrough, and I'm saying it's going to be a win for the Borough, 3-0. Charlton face Portsmouth next, and I'm saying a 2-1 win to Charlton. Derby County. Why did I just go silent there? I thought I said Derby County wrong. No, Derby County will face Leicester City, and they will come away with a draw, 2-2. No, they'll just lose out 3-2 to Leicester. Watford will lose to Norwich 4-0. No, 3-0. being a bit generous there to Watford. Blackburn will draw against Sheffield Wednesday 1-1. Bristol City will beat Millwall. Will draw to Millwall actually 2-2. Ipswich will draw to no, I think they'll lose to Coventry. No, draw 2-2 again. Preston North End will beat Wrexham 3-1. QPR will face West Brom and will win no, they will lose. Sorry, got the teams mixed up. We'll lose 1-0. Sheffield United will draw against Stoke City 1-1. Southampton will draw against Birmingham 2-2. And finally, Swansea will draw to Oxford 2-2. Match week 20 next, and Blackburn will beat Oxford 2-1. Middlesbrough will beat Charlton 3-1. Coventry will beat Preston North End 2-1. Norwich will draw to Sheffield United 2-2. Southampton will draw to West Brom 2-2. Swansea will lose out to Portsmouth 1-0 and adjust. Watford will draw with Sheffield Wednesday 1-1. QPR will lose to Birmingham 2-0. Bristol City will lose to Leicester City 1-0. Derby County and Millwall will face off, but they will tie 2-2. Ipswich face Stoke, and I think Ipswich will draw against Stoke 1-1. And Hull City and Wrexham will draw 2-2. Match week 21, we're only a couple match days off from the glorious match day 23. We just got to predict that. Boom, we can check how everything is halfway through the season. West Brom will lose to Sheffield United 2-0. Norwich will draw against Southampton 2-2. Oxford will lose to Preston North End 3-1. Stoke will get a 2-0 win against Swansea. Birmingham will win 1-0 against Charlton. Coventry will come away with a win 2-1. Leicester City and Ipswich will draw 2-2. Middlesbrough will beat QPR 4-0. Millwall will beat Hull City 1-0. Portsmouth will draw against Blackburn 2-2. Wrexham will beat Watford 1-0. And Sheffield Wednesday and Derby will draw 2-2. Swansea will beat Wrexham 3-1. Blackburn will draw against Millwall 1-1. Preston North End will lose out to Norwich 1-0. Southampton and Coventry will draw. Middlesbrough and Bristol City will draw 1-1. Charlton will beat Oxford United 2-1. Derby County will beat Portsmouth 2-1. Hull City will draw to West Brom 3-3. 3-3. Ipswich will lose out to Sheffield Wednesday, bit of a shocker, 2-0. QPR and Leicester City will face off, and Leicester City will win 5-0. Sheffield United will beat Birmingham 2-1, and Watford will draw with Stoke 2-2. Finally, Birmingham face. This is the big one, match week 23. Then we can see what the scores are so far. Birmingham will face Derby County, and Birmingham will draw against. I think Derby will come home with the win, 2-1. Millwall will face Ipswich next, and I'm saying Millwall beat Ipswich. Shocker again, 1-0. Coventry will face Swansea, and they will win against Swansea. Leicester will draw with Watford. Middlesbrough will beat Blackburn 1-0. Norwich City will. What will Norwich City do? They will win 2-1. No, 2-0. Bit more of a dominant score. Southampton will win 4-1 against Oxford United. Portsmouth will face QPR and will draw 2-2. Sheffield Wednesday will draw against Hull 2-2. Stoke and Preston North End will face off, and Stoke will just win 1-0. Finally, West Brom and Bristol City will face off, and I'm saying West Brom beat Bristol City 1-0. Finally, Wrexham and Sheffield United will face off, and I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. Right, guys, let's press the calculate button and see how we're doing so far. Start from the bottom, work our way up. Right, so in the bottom three so far, we have got Oxford United on 4 points, Queen's Park Rangers on 7, and Swansea on 12. If I was to I'm gonna be honest, if I was to predict where Swansea had finished without predicting any matches, I'd probably predict them to be in mid-table. But with predicting all the matches, they're in the relegation zone, surprisingly. Portsmouth, Wrexham, Charlton, Blackburn, Watford, and Hull are in a bit of a relegation scrap a little bit. They're in the bottom bit of the table. Mid-table is Sheffield Wednesday on 23 points, Birmingham City on 34, West Bromwich Albion on 34, Derby County on 36, and Preston North End on 36 as well, beating them out by 1 goal differential. Ipswich in 10th with 37 points, Sheffield United are in 9th with 39 points, and Sheffield United and Bristol City are both on 39 points. I'd say for the title, playoffs. No, Southampton are trying to get into the playoffs, and so are Bristol City, to be fair, but they are a bit behind. I'd say Southampton, Norwich City, Stoke City, Coventry, Millwall, Middlesbrough, and Leicester City are all in a bit of a playoff scrap / automatic promotion scrap. Norwich, but from 3rd to 6th, we've got Norwich in 6th with 47 points. Stoke City in 5th with 48 points. Coventry are on 48 points. They've scored the most goals. Millwall. Wait, sorry. My brain just disappeared for a sec. I forgot how to speak. No, I'll just check this. Oxford haven't got a single win. Neither have Queen's Park Rangers. That's just shocking. 4 points though. Still, that's a bit ridiculous. And 7. Heck, 12's a bit. Anyways, 4th place is Coventry City with 48 points, and 3rd place is Millwall with 50 points. And in the top 2, really happy to see this, Middlesbrough is in 2nd with 52 points, and Leicester City is in 1st with 54 points. So, let's predict the second half of the championship now, I guess. So for match week 24, I'm saying Coventry will beat Ipswich 2-1, Leicester will beat Derby 3-1, Middlesbrough will beat Hull City 2-1, Millwall will lose to Bristol City surprisingly 2-0, Norwich City will beat Watford 2-1, Oxford United will draw against Swansea 1-1, Portsmouth will beat Charlton 2-1, and Sheffield Wednesday will beat Blackburn 3-1. Stoke City will face off against Sheffield United and will come home with a win 2-0. West Brom will beat QPR 1-0. Wrexham surprisingly will beat Preston North End 2-1. And Birmingham will draw against Southampton 2-2. Blackburn will face Wrexham next, and Blackburn will beat Wrexham 1-0. Bristol City will face Portsmouth and will beat them 2-1. Charlton will get a win again. Will lose against Coventry 2-0. Middlesbrough will face off against Derby, and I think, if I have to be honest, this one will be a close one, 2-2 draw. Hull City face off against Stoke City next, and I think this will be a draw, 1-1. Ipswich Town beat Oxford 2-1. Preston face Sheffield Wednesday, and they will get a draw 2-2. QPR will lose out to Norwich City 6-0. Oh, if it's going to let me type. So, yes. You know what? 5-0. Southampton will beat Millwall 4-1. This is a bit of a shocker actually, but Southampton will beat Millwall 4-1, I think. Swansea will face off against West Brom and will get their first win of the season. No, not their first win. Their 3rd win of the season. 1-0, shocker. Watford will draw against Birmingham 2-2. I mean, I want to have a look at this. This is just a crazy stat. I mean, I'm just thinking, Watford have got the most draws. They've got 13 draws out of 23 matches. Over half of their games have been draws. They've won 1 game. They've literally only won once. They haven't even won as many games as Swansea, and they're still in 17th. And Swansea are in 22nd. But those draws have been helping them lots, and they're on 16 points because of that now. Their goal differential is not that good though, because they have lost 9 games. But still, they've lost the same amount of games as 14th place Birmingham City. They have literally lost 2. No, that's not a good stat. But yeah, let's see how many goals they've scored. They've literally scored less goals than a 20th place Wrexham. Yet they have conceded, if I look here, I think I'm right. They've conceded less goals than Hull City. Yeah, and that's about it, to be fair though. But yeah, the teams with the best defence is so far are the two top teams in Middlesbrough and Leicester with 23 goals conceded, which isn't too bad. One per match, not too bad. Best goal differential though goes to Leicester because they've scored 4 more goals than Middlesbrough. Anyways, finally Sheffield United will draw against Leicester 1-1. Match week 26 next. Birmingham draw to Coventry. QPR draw to Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield United draw to Oxford. No, beat Oxford. Blackburn win 3-1 against Charlton. Bristol City will draw against Preston. Derby will draw against Wrexham. Where are Derby in the table? They're 12th place. They're bang on mid-table. Hull City will lose out to Watford 3-0? No, 2-0. Middlesbrough will draw against Southampton 3-3. Millwall will beat Swansea 1-0. If I can even type it. Norwich will beat Stoke City surprisingly 2-1. Portsmouth will lose to Ipswich 1-0. And Leicester will beat West Brom 2-1. Charlton will face Sheffield United, and I think it'll be a draw. Bit of a shocker, 1-1. But not gonna lie, Charlton are in. Oh yeah, Charlton in 19th. I can't really say anything. Coventry will surprisingly beat Leicester City 2-1. Bit of a shocker that. Ipswich beat Blackburn 2-1. Oxford get the first win of the season and will surprisingly beat Bristol City 1-0. Preston will draw against Derby. Sheffield Wednesday will win against Portsmouth. Portsmouth are in 21st, but they're only 1 point off the drop so far. That might change though, who knows. Southampton will beat Hull 3-1. Stoke City will face QPR and will win 2-0. Swansea will face Birmingham and will draw. Watford and Millwall will draw. Middlesbrough and West Brom will draw. And Norwich will beat Wrexham. Match week 28. Coventry will beat Millwall. No, will beat Millwall by No, I think that'll be the score. Ipswich draw to Bristol. Oxford win. No, this is a tough one because these are the two teams who haven't even got a single win yet. And I'm saying it'll be a draw, 1-1. No, the two teams who haven't had a win yet, the two worst teams face off, and I think they'll draw 1-1. Preston North End beat Hull City 2-1. Where are Hull City even? 16th. They're just in the relegation scrap, really, but I don't think they'll get relegated. Sheffield Wednesday beat Birmingham 2-1. Swansea face off against Blackburn, and they will win 1-0. West Brom will face Norwich and will lose 2-0. West Brom are in 13th. Somehow West Brom are in 13th. I thought they'd be in the playoff positions. I was just thinking about my results. I thought they'd be in playoffs, but no, in 13th. Wrexham face Leicester. Wrexham lose to Leicester 4-1. Charlton beat Derby 1-0. Southampton draw to Sheffield United. Stoke City will beat Middlesbrough surprisingly 1-0. I have to be honest, I think they'll win. No, yeah, I think they'll win. And Portsmouth beat Watford only just 1-0. Birmingham beat Stoke 2-1 surprisingly. Blackburn, no. Yeah, I think surprising score that. 1-1. Bristol City face Sheffield Wednesday. That'll be a 3-3 draw. Very good match. 6-goal thriller. Derby beat West Brom surprisingly 3-2. Hull City lose to Swansea 1-0 somehow. Leicester City will win 2-0 against Oxford, and Middlesbrough and Preston North End will draw. Millwall will face Charlton Athletic and they will win 2-1. Norwich will draw with Coventry 3-3, and Portsmouth will draw to Southampton 1-1. QPR will face Wrexham and will get their first win of the season 1-0. And Sheffield United will draw to Ipswich 2-2. Blackburn face Hull City next, and I'm saying this one's going to be a 3-1 win to Blackburn. Bristol City will draw against Derby. Then what will happen is Ipswich will beat Preston North End 3-1. Leicester beat Charlton 3-0. Middlesbrough will draw against Norwich 2-2. Millwall will beat Sheffield United. Will they, though? Yes, they will. 1-0. Oxford will beat Birmingham surprisingly 1-0. Portsmouth will draw against West Brom 2-2. QPR will face Coventry and will lose to them, but only just 3-2. Good match for QPR. Sheffield Wednesday will draw against Wrexham. Stoke will beat Southampton. And Watford will beat Swansea. Birmingham face Leicester and Birmingham draw against lose to Leicester 3-0. Charlton will beat QPR 1-0. Coventry will beat Oxford 2-1. Derby will beat Ipswich. Hull City beat Bristol City surprisingly. Norwich City will face Blackburn and will beat them 1-0. Preston North End and Portsmouth draw. Middlesbrough and Sheffield United draw. Southampton and Watford draw. Swansea will beat Sheffield Wednesday surprisingly. West Brom face Stoke. West Brom lose to Stoke 3-4. Good match that. 4-3. Wrexham draw against Millwall. Not 11-11. 32 next. Match week 32. Birmingham will beat West Brom surprisingly 1-0. Bristol City will... Wait, hold on. Suspension. Lots of tension. No, not tension, suspension. Bristol City will beat Wrexham 2-1. Charlton draw. Coventry and Middlesbrough draw. Derby and Swansea draw. Ipswich and Hull draw. Leicester beat Southampton 4-1. No, this will be a shocker, I think. 3-2. Close match. 3-2 win for Southampton. Oxford and Norwich play each other and Norwich wins. Portsmouth surprisingly beats Sheffield United. Preston North End draw to Watford. QPR face Blackburn, they draw. And Sheffield Wednesday will face Millwall and will win. Blackburn face Preston. Blackburn will draw to Preston. QPR will surprisingly beat Hull. Middlesbrough will beat Oxford 3-1. Millwall will draw against Portsmouth. Norwich City will face Birmingham and will beat Birmingham. Sheffield Derby. Sorry, Wednesday fans, yet again, 3-1 win. Yet again, a win for the Reds. Sorry. I'm very sorry, Wednesday fans. Southampton face Charlton. Southampton draw against Charlton. Stoke City draw against Leicester City. Swansea beat Bristol surprisingly. Watford face Derby. Watford draw against Derby. West Brom will face Coventry. West Brom will beat Coventry. And Wrexham and Ipswich draw. Hull City will draw against Derby. Middlesbrough and Leicester will draw. Southampton will beat QPR 3-0. Stoke City will beat Oxford 4-0. Swansea beat Preston 2-1. Watford beat Ipswich 2-2. Watford draw to Ipswich 2-2. West Brom beat Charlton 1-0. Wrexham beat Portsmouth 2-1. Blackburn face Bristol City and draw against them 1-1. Millwall will face Birmingham and will draw against them 1-1. 2-2 draw between Norwich and Sheffield Wednesday, and Sheffield United will beat Coventry with 2-1. Bit of a shocker. Birmingham will lose to Middlesbrough 4-0. Bristol City will beat Watford 1-0. Charlton Athletic will beat Wrexham 3-1, and Coventry and Stoke will face off, and Stoke will draw against Coventry. Derby County will beat Blackburn 3-1. Ipswich beat Swansea 2-1. Leicester and Norwich draw 2-2. Oxford and West Brom draw 1-1. Portsmouth and Hull City will go away with a bar draw 0-0. Preston North End will beat Millwall 2-1. QPR lose to Sheffield United, and Sheffield Wednesday lose to Southampton. Blackburn face Portsmouth. Blackburn lose to Portsmouth. Bristol City beat Coventry, surprisingly. Charlton beat Birmingham. Derby beat Wednesday. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Triple 2-1 predictions. Hull City face Millwall, and Hull City will lose to Millwall 1-0. Ipswich Town will tie up against Leicester City. Preston North End draw against Oxford, and Middlesbrough smash QPR 5-1. Sheffield United will beat West Brom 1-0. Norwich and Southampton draw. Swansea loses to Stoke, and Wrexham loses to Watford. These are the final 10 match weeks that I will be predicting of the Championship this season, and these ones will be good. I think these ones are going to be the deciders, most likely, of where everyone finishes in the league. Most likely, these are good games. Last matches, let's predict them. Birmingham face QPR 3-1 win. Leicester beat Bristol City. Millwall and Derby draw. Norwich draw. Portsmouth win. Sheffield Wednesday will draw. Stoke draw. Wrexham win. Coventry win. At this point, I'm just saying the home clubs and whether they win or lose. That's what I'll probably do for the rest of this video. Middlesbrough win. Oxford win. West Brom win. Birmingham lose. Coventry draw. Leicester win. Middlesbrough draw. Millwall lose. Norwich win. Oxford win. Portsmouth draw. Sheffield Wednesday win. Stoke win. West Brom draw. Wrexham lose. Blackburn lose. Bristol win. Charlton lose. Derby win. Hull City win. Ipswich win. Preston lose. QPR lose. This is a decisive one, that one, because that's like relegation team. Look, 2 teams in the relegation zone, like in the relegation scrap, trying to fight each other, kind of. And Portsmouth will win. Sheffield draw. Southampton win. Swansea draw. Watford draw. Birmingham draw. Charlton draw. Coventry draw. Leicester win. Middlesbrough draw. Norwich win. Oxford draw. QPR draw. Sheffield United win. Southampton draw. Stoke City draw. West Brom lose. Blackburn win. Bristol City win. Derby will draw. Hull draw. Ipswich, win. Millwall, win. No. Yeah, that'll be a bit of a shock. I thought one. Pretty big shock. Millwall beat Norwich. Portsmouth, win. Preston, draw. Sheffield Wednesday, draw. Middlesbrough, win. You know, I can even type the thing. Watford, win. Wrexham, draw. Last five match days, guys. Birmingham, win. Charlton, lose. Coventry, draw. Leicester, win. Middlesbrough, win. Norwich, draw. Oxford, draw. QPR, draw. Sheffield United, win. Southampton, win. Blackburn, lose. West Brom, win. Blackburn, lose. Bristol, draw. Derby, draw. Hull, draw. Middlesbrough, no. Ipswich, lose. Millwall, draw. No, Millwall will win that one, I think. Portsmouth, draw. Preston, win. Sheffield Wednesday, win. Swansea, draw. Watford, win. Oh, whoops, I went on Team Maker for a sec. It's one of my open tabs. Whoops. Watford, win. Wrexham, lose. Coventry, win. Middlesbrough, win. Norwich, win. Oxford United, win. Shocker that, 4-1. Probably Oxford's best match, that. QPR, draw. Southampton, win. Stoke City, win. West Brom, draw. Birmingham, draw. Charlton, win. Shocker. Leicester, draw. Sheffield United, draw. Birmingham, win. Charlton, draw. Coventry, win. Leicester, win. Middlesbrough, win. Norwich, win. Oxford, win. QPR, draw. Sheffield United, draw. Southampton, draw. Stoke City, win. West Brom, draw. Final match day. Blackburn, will. Blackburn, lose. Bristol City, win. Derby County, beat Sheffield United. Hull, draw. Ipswich, win. Millwall, lose. Portsmouth, draw. Preston, win. Sheffield Wednesday, win. Swansea, win. Watford, draw. Wrexham, lose. So let's check out the table, starting from the bottom, working our way up. So all of the teams have played 46 matches. Let's just go down from here. You guys will be able to see a bunch of ads. 24th place is Queen's Park Rangers on 21 points. They're rock bottom. 23rd place is Wrexham with 32 points. And Oxford United go down as well with 32 points. Wrexham's straight run of getting promoted will end, and they will get relegated to League One. But then I think they might come back up. They'll be a good team in League One, I think, next season. Next season. Oxford will get relegated as well on 32 points. Same amount of points as Wrexham. Charlton Athletic just survived on 34 points. Hull City come next with 35. Blackburn 38. Swansea revived themselves quite a lot. They were 22nd, now they're 18th with 42 points. Had a very good second half of the season. Portsmouth revived themselves as well, 17th, 42 points. Watford came out of the relegation scrap and got on and had 44 points. Sheffield Wednesday had 53 points. West Brom had 55. Birmingham City had 58. Very good first season, becoming mid-table. Preston North End had 62. This is where there's a bit of a divide, I think, here, between 13th and 12th. The top half and the bottom half. Preston gets 62 points. Derby gets 67. Ipswich Town gets 71. Sheffield United gets 72. Bristol City gets 72 as well. Millwall gets 74. But the playoffs are just confirmed, really. There wasn't too much of a playoffs race. There was a bit, but not anymore. Southampton are on 80 points in 6th. Coventry, 88 points. Stoke, 94. Norwich, 95. Middlesbrough, 98. And by 1 point, Middlesbrough just lost out on the title. Exact same goal differential. Oh my god. No way. We had the exact same goal difference to Leicester City. If we'd drawn our game, we would have... Yeah, if we'd drawn a game that we'd lost, let's just check out. Let's just check. Where did Middlesbrough... No, or if we won, let's just calculate things now. Boom. 100 points. We would have been on 100 points. But nah. We drew and we finished in 2nd place. But that is still very good. Because we will get promoted. Out of these 4 playoff teams, I'm saying Norwich will go back up to the Premier League. But they'll probably come crashing right back down, not going to lie. But I think that might be the start of a new era of Norwich, where they become a yo-yo team again. But I'm thinking Norwich will go up as well. Leicester, Middlesbrough and Norwich go up. And yeah, so that is my prediction for the Championship. Please do comment down below whether you agree or disagree with me. I shall see you all in the next video. Yeah, also, please, if you stayed till the end, please do subscribe. It would really help me out, and I have put a lot of time into this video. I've put a good few hours into this video, so please do subscribe and like the video. Comment down below your suggestions for what I should do in my next videos. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.